American explorer Victor Vescovo plunged nearly a kilometer into the Mariana Trench. The lowest point here is nearly a kilometer deep. The ocean's greatest secrets are about to be revealed. For years, scientists have been trying to uncover the truth about the Mariana Trench. It's the lowest altitude on Earth. This place is dark and deep. Virtually nothing survived. However, strange and unexpected things were discovered there. Recently, experts have discovered something new, changed the way we think about life in the deep sea. These findings suggest that we know less about our planet than we thought. What was found in the trench? In this video, we will reveal what the scientists finally discovered, lurking deep in the Mariana Trench. The mystery of the Mariana Trench. The Mariana Trench is the deepest ocean on Earth, one of the most secretive places. It's in the Western Pacific, not far from Guam, like a deep scar in the sun. This is one of the deepest oceans known to man. This trench is more than just a hole. It's a fascinating and complex geological feature. The scientists who ventured into the depths of this darkness faced a tremendous challenge. The trench is famous for its extreme depth and tremendous pressure. This makes exploring him a difficult and often dangerous task. The history of exploration began with the Challenger expedition from 1872 to 1876. This is a mission on a grand scale because it was one of the first major attempts to map the ocean floor. At that time, people thought the ocean was flat. Beyond a certain depth, it becomes meaningless. Challengers are starting to prove otherwise. But how did he do it? And this is just the beginning. Please continue to follow for more details. The ship sailed surprisingly during its mission. We measure the depth of the ocean with ropes and lead in the shade. This approach is slow and cumbersome, but it was their only option at the time. When the crew of the Challenger discovered a depth of 4,475 at nearly 5 miles. This raises new questions about what lies beneath the surface of the ocean. This discovery reveals much deeper depths than previously thought. This trench was a major discovery. He set out to change the way scientists thought about the ocean floor. This voyage marked the beginning of modern oceanography, provides the first rough map of the ocean floor, and it challenges the old idea that the ocean is flat and unremarkable. The expedition was equipped with a variety of scientific instruments, including deep-sea sideways. This is essential for measuring the depth of the ocean. These sidelines are basically long ropes with weights hanging down from a boat. For measuring water bodies, every time the crew releases these ropes, depth is recorded by measuring the length of the rope dropped. This process is time-consuming and laborious, but it was the best technology available at the time. One of the most significant achievements of the Challenger expedition was the first accurate and detailed measurement of ocean depth. Before this mission, we have only a crude estimate and a limited understanding of the deep-sea environment. The depth of the trench was found to be approximately. This is a landmark discovery. This measurement reveals the existence of a deep region at a location in the ocean, challenged the prevailing view at the time that the seafloor was relatively uniform and insignificant. The crew's exploration was not limited to depth measurement. They also collected various samples from the ocean floor and brought back many marine species that had never been documented. These samples include different types of marine organisms, from small invertebrates to large fish. The data collected helps provide a clearer picture of deep-sea ecosystems and their biodiversity. The results of the Challenger expedition had a profound impact on the scientific community. They proved that the ocean floor is much more complex than previously thought. Features like deep gullies and vast mountains. This expedition laid the foundation for future oceanographic research and inspired further exploration. He also helped make oceanography a legitimate scientific discipline, shifting the focus of research from a purely theoretical understanding of the ocean to an empirical one. Data and exploration research. The Challenger voyage also highlighted the need for more advanced technologies and methods to study the oceans. The challenges faced during the expedition, for example, the difficulty of measuring depth and the harsh conditions of the deep sea, highlighted the limitations of the equipment and technology of the time. This discovery has spurred further innovation and development of oceanographic tools and techniques. This paved the way for more complex explorations. Over the next few years, advances in technology began to transform the exploration of the Mariana Trench in the early 20th century. Sonar technology was originally developed to detect submarines. By the 1940s, sonar technology has improved significantly. Shena works by sending sound waves hydraulically and measure how they bounce off objects to help create detailed maps of the underwater landscape. Compared to the old method of measuring depth using ropes and valve codes, the technology is much more efficient and cost-effective. The British Navy uses sonar to resurvey ocean trenches. Turns out the trench is a much bigger one than previously thought, part of a much deeper system. Deep nano-exploration reveals the true extent of the Mariana Trench. The trench runs from the southeast of Guam to the northwest of the Mariana Islands. In the shade, he is very deep. If you put Mount Everest in it, there will still be a mile of water on the top of the mountain. The southern tip is the deepest known point on Earth. Challenger Abyss is located 7 miles below sea level. This finding highlights the breadth and depth of the trench. Challenger Abyss is named after the HMS Challenger. Is the deepest part of the trench. The pressure and depth here are extreme. Exploring this part of the trench is extremely challenging. Scientific hometown. Understanding Challenger Abyss can give us a deeper understanding of the forces shaping Earth's geology. The immense pressure at the bottom of the trench makes it difficult for humans to explore. Despite these challenges, scientists are still eager to learn more about this part of the Earth, because most of this area remains unexplored. One of the greatest challenges in exploring the Mariana Trench is the extreme pressure at the bottom of the trench. The pressure is approximately reported per square inch. The pressure is unimaginable. To illustrate the terrifying level of this stress, scientists tested it with a foam head. When under such pressure, the foam head will compress sharply. Shows how much an object would likely be crushed at such a depth. This test shows that protective materials that need to be taken into account in deep-sea exploration. To safely explore the trench, equipment needs to be designed to withstand these tremendous pressures. In 1953, a Swiss scientist named Epicol designed a submersible called the Multiman. For extreme situations in deep-sea exploration, the Trist is a submersible with a long sound ruler. The hull is filled with aviation gasoline and balanced with 1,000 pieces underwater. The small round chamber at the bottom of the submersible is made of thick steel arms to protect members from high-pressure extrusion. This design is a major breakthrough in deep-sea technology, allowing humans to venture into the depths of the Mariana Trench. To further ensure the stability of the trimaran, lead blocks are installed on the hull. These lead blocks are essential for maintaining balance and direction underwater. By adjusting the number of 1,000 pieces, the crew can control the buoyancy and stability of the submersible. This allows for precise manipulation at different depths. One of the most striking features of the Tryst is its small cabin at the bottom of the submersible. This cabin is designed to accommodate passengers. It's made of very thick steel arms. The thickness of these walls is a key factor in protecting crews from extreme pressure on the seafloor. The spherical design of the cabin is also an important consideration. The spherical structure itself is strong, but it cannot disperse the external pressure evenly. Therefore, it is called the ideal trait. Although the pressure of the deep sea is tremendous, but the interior of the cabin is compact, reflects the limitations of deep-sea technology at the time. Despite its small size, but the cabin is equipped with the necessary instruments and controls. Is the crew able to monitor and manage the submersible system? Design prioritizes functionality and safety. Every component is carefully designed, capable of operating reliably in the extreme conditions of deep-sea exploration. Despite these advances, deep-sea exploration remains extremely challenging. Deep in the Mariana Trench requires specialized submersibles and materials that can withstand extreme conditions. The pressure at the bottom of the trench is equivalent to the weight of 50 large aircraft on a single person. The intense pressure makes exploring the trench risky, but it also offers the possibility for groundbreaking scientific discoveries. Extreme conditions drive the development of new technologies. This pushes the boundaries of underwater exploration. Scientists continue to explore the trench and further understand the geological processes of the Earth. Future missions aim to reveal the course of the Mariana Trench and how it evolved. The discovery of the Mariana Trench could change our understanding of plate tectonics and underwater volcanism. With the advance of technology, researchers attempt to reveal more about this fascinating part of our planet, further expand our understanding of the formation of the Earth and knowledge of geological history. But the effort that led to the Tryst mission in the Mariana Trench is coming up with the best part of the video. The Crystal's historic Mariana Trench tour. January 1960, the Tryst embarks on a historic mission. This will be a major milestone in deep-sea exploration. The Mariana Trench is the deepest ocean trench in the world. That's the objective of this mission. CRIS is a specially designed submersible. It took 7 years of careful preparation for this mission. Rigorous modifications and tests were carried out. These preparations are crucial. That's because before, people only dived about 3.5 miles deep, much shallower than the depth of the Mariana Trench. The mission was led by U.S. Navy Center guards, Don Walsh and Jacques Picard. The former is an experienced deep-sea explorer, or not just the son of a Tryst designer. He is also an experienced explorer. Their goal is to dive to the bottom of the Mariana Trench. This is an unprecedented feat. They chose Guam as the launch site. It was cut off from the rest of the world, can perform tasks quietly, avoid public attention. The choice itself is a small spherical vessel, sailing under tremendous pressure and in the harsh conditions of the deep sea. It's the size of a big household refrigerator. This highlights the Tryst's position under the Mariana Trench, the cramped and challenging environment the crew will endure. The first dive, The stage submersible makes a steady and controlled dive at a speed of about 3 miles an hour. This slow speed is essential for ensuring that the submersible. It is necessary to be able to cope with increasing pressure and temperature changes as it moves deeper into the ocean. At about a shade ruler, the environment began to change dramatically. Darkness almost completely enveloped the ship. The crew can only rely on the limited lighting and occasional bioluminescence of the tryst. Sea creatures briefly illuminate their surroundings. As they go deeper, the environment is getting harsher and harsher. The task quickly shifted to a focus on technology, the test of endurance and human resilience. As the tryster continued to dive into the Mariana Trench, about 2 hours after the journey began, the situation took a sharp turn. At this point, cracks begin to appear in the outer glass of the submersible. This problem is not a small flaw. He poses a serious threat to the success of the mission and the safety of the crew. Given the immense pressure at such depths, cracks are particularly worrying. To understand the seriousness of the problem, it is necessary to understand the environmental conditions facing the tryster. The pressure of a few feet below the surface of the ocean is equivalent to about 8 tons per square inch. It's a tremendous force, far beyond the limits that most materials can withstand. The outer glass, designed to withstand these extreme pressures, is now overwhelmed. The cracks in the outer layer meant that the ship could have succumbed to the intense pressure around it. Outer glass is the first line of defense against the intense pressure of the deep sea. He was designed to withstand these pressures. But even the most carefully designed materials, it can only withstand so much pressure in the presence of cracks. The integrity of the entire structure is at stake. The only remaining layer of glass is under full pressure. This is true for any material. A golden sentence task. Deeper than the glass layer is under tremendous pressure. He has to withstand ocean pressure from all directions. If not properly controlled, the intense pressure could instantly overwhelm the submersible. Depth and pressure create a harsh environment, testing the limits of the tryst structural design. The design of the ship was carefully calculated, able to resist these pressures, but the appearance of cracks brings unforeseen dangers. Inside the tryst, staff are facing an increasingly tense atmosphere. Cracks in the glass not only threaten the physical safety of submersibles, it also exacerbates the psychological stress of the people on board. The engineers and scientists who operate the submersibles are acutely aware of the risks posed by damaged glass. They know any further deterioration could lead to catastrophic failure. This could result in the loss of the ship and tragically take their lives. As the treant continues deep into the trench, the crew must remain vigilant. The cracks are a constant reminder of the danger they find themselves in. Every slight vibration or pressure change can exacerbate glass damage, so both this downhill and this exercise require technical precision. It takes mental toughness,